All right, next up, kind of in the same vein as Deltron 3030 with like the kind of very underground hip hop super group, but Madlib and MF Doom, Madvillain, and this is the new vinyl. Turntable Lab just released this as like a part of this crazy Stones Throw box set of like all their like classic albums.
Nice.
Um, and your cut on here is Figaro. All right, so your cut on here is Figaro, and when we had rapper Afro on the show, he picked Rhinestone Cowboy from this record, and Doom is like one of the most frequently picked artists on the show. Like, it's you know, everyone loves Doom, and he's kind of left out of those, you know, who's the greatest rapper of all time conversations. But I think there's a ton of people who would absolutely have him in their top 5 list. You know, so tell us about Madlib, MF Doom, Figaro, Madvillain, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bigger Madlib fan than I am a MF Doom fan, but yeah, he is still one of the greatest rappers of all time. But I honestly think Madlib is one of the greatest is probably the greatest hip hop producer of all time. I like him more than Dilla, and it's just he does everything so well. Like from you know this like boom bappy kind of hip hop thing, or if it's jazz, or yeah, I love Madlib. So this is a perfect example of why I love him. This beat is just like perfectly produced, and yeah, obviously MF Doom just makes it amazing. And that whole album is one of the best produced albums of all time. And,
Yeah.
I'm curious with your musical background and you know everything. So you love Madlib. Is it the way he puts, like, what is it about his production that it so intrigues you? Because I mean that's a pretty heavy statement you made.
Yeah, I think it's because it's wrong. It's always wrong.
Right.
And yeah, it's so right. Every time he just chooses the most wrong ideas, but they always work somehow. So I think that it's magic. That's the magic of his production.
And when you say wrong, like the keys, the notes, or the way it's looped, or
yeah, exactly.
Everything.
It's just off. It's just a little bit off, but it's like so right. You couldn't be any other way. You know, it's like he found the perfect imperfection.
Yeah, and it also, like, you know, it was also kind of the antithesis of what was happening in hip hop at that time. So like in 2004 when this came out, hip hop got super clean. Like the big record was like In the Club, 50 Cent, a Dr. Dre beat that is like mixed to perfection, and you can hear every little, you know, and it's clean. This is dirty as it gets, you know. Like I remember when it first came out, you know, someone had said to me like, "Oh, it sounds like he recorded that album inside of an armpit."
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, exactly. It's incredible. And the first time I heard the album, I didn't get it, and I kept listening because I was reviewing a lot of records back then, and I listened to it more and more and more, and I was like, this is incredible. Like this is amazing, but you have to understand it, and you can't really grasp it on that first listen, you know.
I've never heard anyone explain the production of Madlib the way you did Madlib. I mean, I really, you know, thank you for that, because that makes a lot of sense. A lot of people have when the rise of the Wu-Tang had said a similar thing with RZA. Do you hear that with RZA stuff too? Okay,
totally. Yeah, with RZA, it's way more raw and like just unrefined. And,
and just
Madlib. Yeah, but yeah, that offness is there. But yeah, Madlib just takes that and then just like turns it into this Mona Lisa kind of like.
All right.
Where it's like, yeah, RZA is like hard, dirty, like, you know, it's like the punk of hip hop, I feel like.
Yeah.
But Madlib is just like crazy. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. All right. Well, there it is. Madvillain, Figaro.